My name is Caden Cotton Blake. I'm an intern at County Supervisor John Joya's office. I'm also a senior at San Jose State University studying economics. And so it is a great opportunity to be here today to talk to you about the Community Household Investment Plan, otherwise known as CHIP. Would you mind, Betty, if I share my screen for the presentation? So this is the Community Household Investment Plan, otherwise known as CHIP. And this plan is designed to be a set of web pages on Contra Costa County's website that are to provide financial literacy tools to Contra Costa County residents. And ultimately, the goal is for it to serve as a funnel to SparkPoint for individuals and users to seek out tailored financial planning. Now, the real purpose here is for people to get excited, to get interested, to want to build their financial literacy, to learn, and to enter the path to building wealth for their homes and households. So our purpose here really is to excite, inform, and refer. The excitement comes when they hop on the website and they see the information and what's possible through the development of their finances, and they're informed by the time they click off and are referred to SparkPoint to learn more and seek out independent financial coaching. So taking a look at some of the obstacles that are facing residents, and I know I don't need to explain this to you all as you are financial coaches and coaches in many facets of life, but people are very limited when it comes to access to financial literacy. Being a student in WCCUSD, I know myself that you have your first economics course when you're a junior in high school, and that will really be the only time that you touch anything financially related, so long as you do not pursue higher education. Even in an associate's degree, it's not a requirement to partake in an economics course or any form of financial literacy. Many individuals were not taught how to budget, and emphasis on taught. I didn't say not learn how to budget, not taught how to budget, because it's something that, it's a skill that needs to be learned through teaching. Figuring out how to budget has never really worked independently, or else we wouldn't have as many people who require financial coaching on their own. And a lot of people are simply intimidated by investments. And that's a large thing that you see with consumers who are not understanding of risk management and how to go about investing in the mindset of wealth building rather than risking money. So taking a look at the website layout, and you can just take a brief look here of what each of the sections will contain, but when you reach the landing page, it'll essentially contain information on the CHIP project, information on SparkPoint and the services that SparkPoint offers, and a navigation bar at the top that will contain the credit building, credit repair section, financial planning section, investment section, saving section, and budgeting section. So this should be a one-stop shop for residents of Contra Costa County to get their financial literacy needs and the steps necessary to then come to SparkPoint to develop a plan. Now the first section is going to be credit building. So this section will consist of the components of a credit score, what it actually looks like to build credit and what it entails, such as your credit utilization ratio, the steps to repairing your credit, optimal credit cards relative to your spending habits. As you all know, there are credit cards that people will receive higher rewards and benefits for if they travel more, if they spend more on groceries, if they shop more on Amazon. And that's really where it comes down to tailoring their credit needs and setting up credit cards, or setting up credit specifically and building credit for children. Now this is a big thing because it's something I do not see a lot in the community being talked about, is what does it actually look like planning for the next generation, for young adults who may have children, or even older adults who still have older children. This is an important facet of credit building in the household. Next, we come to financial planning. So the main section of the financial planning within this website will be the contribution calculator. So this will output the future value of money So a user can input their financial goal, their monthly contributions. The interest rate will be variable based on average return when it comes to the S&P's return, a Roth return, bond return, etc. And this is something variable that a user can play around with and decide what fits where they are. And the outputs will be the necessary monthly contribution to reach each of those respective goals. Excuse me. And then the investment and savings portion. The investment portion will provide information on how users can go about investing and learn how to invest, what it means to transact and own a share of a company, and the optimal respective brokerages, whether that be TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Webull, etc., for whatever their needs are or where they are. And all these components of technicalities that we get to are where SparkPoint steps in. So this serves as a funnel of information and excitement for them to go and take a step, reaching out to SparkPoint and saying, now that I've learned this, how can I put this into practice? So explaining risk management. So we spoke about people being very scared when it comes to dealing with investments to begin with, explaining and understanding risk management and how to know what amount of money they would be able to input into an investment. Explaining how to establish a custodial account for children as well, and how to build and invest on half of the next generation or their children. And on the savings side, providing a list of high yield savings accounts. This can be a direct reference to sites that previously exist, such as NerdWallet, that have specific categorized lists when it comes to high yield savings accounts and things of that nature. The list of steps for actually setting up accounts for children and for individuals as well. Explanations of the 50-30-20 rule when it comes to receiving a check, and where and how to start working on and building the psychology behind saving. Then we reach our budgeting page. So the budgeting page will include a budget example on the actual website. It will also include a budget template via Google Sheets, where users will be able to click over and actually fill out their own budget after having the example budget on the website to work through. And this page will also explain the various types of expenses and operating income, etc., specifics like that, in a way that the general public can understand. The main theme here is breaking down financial jargon so that the day-to-day user is able to learn, understand, and put into practice what they get from this site. And explaining the general importance of budgeting and how that can have a drastic impact on your financial decisions and financial ability when it comes to life. Now, looking at the overall order of operations for the project. So the first step and where we are now is where I'm reaching out to you, working with SparkPoint to develop a curriculum and the language around these individual sections and the overall scope of the project itself. The second step will be website development, in which we'll assist the county developers. They have it goes by Do It. It's an IT program within the county that will actually design and structure the website. The third step will be the publishment and distribution of the actual website, organic growth and outreach, working with local organizations and community organizations that are able to distribute and actually get word out about the project. And then the final step is to collect feedback after its publishment and to improve, gather feedback, add new features, so on and so forth as necessary. Now, how can SparkPoint help? What am I really asking for here? So what I'm looking for is for someone or multiple people from the SparkPoint organization to assist in designing the curriculum for the website from a credentialed and experienced perspective to identify and draw the line between financial advice and information. And that's really the big one, to identify and draw that line. to make sure that people are receiving information to then take the step to SparkPoint to seek out direct advice and tailored advice. Providing insight on the target demographic. The client base that SparkPoint works with is the intended client base of this program as well, low to middle income residents who are looking to change and redirect their financial future. Providing inclusive wording and descriptions on financial jargon, taking the time to break down what definitions mean, keywords, things of that nature, and to serve as the end of the funnel, ultimately, for users to contact for further information and guidance on financial planning, coaching, and, as I heard, career coaching as well, which is a big facet of wealth building in turn as well. And thank you for listening to my very long spiel. Does anyone have any questions?